the show where you love tuning in. Today on our show, Ruby will be talking about local news, Robert about bullying, and Kaylin telling us about why, what, and how, and myself with Grant News. First off, we will have Robert talking about bullying. Robert?
Thank you, Sonia. Hello, everybody. Today I will be talking about bullying. A story about bullying. A mother forces her cyberbullying daughter into selling her iPod and posing with a shaming poster on Reddit and Facebook, confessing of her crime. Mother snapped an image of her teenage daughter holding up a sign labeled, "I make poor choices with social media." As a punishment, the mother forced her daughter to sell her iPod and giving money to anti-bullying charity. The mother posted the image on Facebook and Reddit, where everyone is calling her the bully. Two comments in the chain with the mother by saying such things as this. Humiliating your child to teach her not to humiliate other children? Gee, I wonder where she gets it. Another wrote, "This is terrible parenting. It's things like this that make their kids hate their parents. This will only make her behavior worse out of spite." Many others are calling it good parenting and that she deserves it. Thanks. Now on to Kayla.
Thank you, Robert. Very interesting. Thanks for sharing about bullying. For the next story, we have Keelan talking about what, why, and how.
Thanks, Sonia. Today I'll be talking to you about why, what, and how. One reason why we yawn is when we're bored. We don't get enough oxygen, so basically we don't breathe as deeply. We take short breaths when we're bored. Yawning also stretches our lungs, increases heart rate, and makes you feel more awake. It also flexes joints and muscles, even our tissues. Yawning is also contagious. If a person around you yawns, or if a person around you yawns, you'll also think about yawning and might actually yawn. That also goes for reading about yawning or listening to a person yawn. Also, when we're bored, our body's taking less oxygen because our breathing has slowed down. Another fact why we yawn is it helps us bring in more oxygen into the blood and more carbon dioxide out of the blood cells. Yawning can also be a reflex, something we can't control. Yawning can also be a way to stretch our tongues and throat, which are really important muscles responsible for us to swallow, talk, and breathe. When we start to yawn, our jaws stretch and blood flow is increased to the neck, face, and whole head. The intake of breathing during a yawn forces downward flow of spinal fluid and blood from the brain. We mostly likely yawn when we're in a cold environment. The cooler outside air can cool the brain better than hot air. The brain uses yawning to cool down to let air out of your body and not overheat your body. And what can also trigger yawning is stress and sleepiness or lassitude. Yawning can be a short sign of disease. Yawning is the very first symptom. It's only when you're excessive yawning almost every 2 minutes. Yawning can be a reaction caused by a nerve called the vagus nerve. An average yawn lasts from 4 seconds to 6 seconds.
Thank you, Kaylin. Very interesting to learn about yawning. Now, for our next story, we have Ruby talking about our local news.
Hello, my name is Ruby. Today I will be talking to you about a very fun story that happened a week ago. Officers say they found 50-year-old J.D. Juice, 65-year-old Margaret O'Leary Juice, and their son, 18-year-old Danielle Juice. The teen had autism and their family were having issues. And their family wasn't getting along. At least one close relative of Julie Juice said she was unaware of any problems. The couple may have had, but neighbors said they knew that Juice had struggled financially for years, so they didn't find much. Neighbors say they knew that Juice had struggled financially, but find much information. It appears that Mr. and Mrs. Juice had a daughter, but at the time she was attending She hadn't heard much from her family. Her name is Melican. As soon as she heard about the story, she rushed home from college crying. She said it was a horrible story. Cops and ambulance had already been there. She also says, how did I not see this, or at least call to check on her? Valeria Juice had called in sick to work Friday. Police said she didn't show up from work. Monday, David Juice died of suicide and Margaret died of strangulation, and Danielle was strangled, and no one much found out of their bodies. Can't say how it ended, but it ended horribly. The police didn't know who was the one responsible for the death. Saved the night. May or may not have been a break-in. They had no signs of a break-in. They had family issues, and I said that they never found who caused the death. There were no signs of a break-in, and later they found that David killed his wife and son. Then after that, they found David dead from suicide after killing. Survived by the couple's 20-year-old daughter who attended Milton University in the 20th century. Illinois' name is very depressed. It was obvious that when he came to me with financial problems and depression, he was a closet alcoholic and his wife moved in. People talk to me about something else. And I was sad.
Thank you, Ruby. Very sad to hear. For our next story, we have me talking about current news. 2 police officers ambushed and shot in Pennsylvania. 1 killed last Thursday morning. Shooting happened in the town of Canonsburg, about 18 miles southwest of Pittsburgh. After officers responded to a domestic incident at 3:14 a.m. The officers were ambushed as soon as they approached the front of the residence. The suspected shooter, they said a man and a woman were found inside the home where the ambush took place. They both died from gunshot wounds. Officials said the man's wounds seemed to be self-inflicted. That morning, some residents in the neighborhood were asked to vacate their homes. Others were ordered to stay inside. Also, the Canon McMillan School District was closed for the day, and other local schools had a delayed opening due to the shooting. According to the state police, it was not immediately known what led to the shooting. The investigation is ongoing. And for our fun topic, we'll be doing the weather. Robert?
Thank you, Sonia. The highest snowfall ever recorded in 1 year period was 31.1 meters and 1.224 inches in Mount Rainier. The fastest wind speed ever recorded was 484 kilometers per hour and 301 miles per hour. Back to you, Sonia.
That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed our news and informed on why we must be careful. But tune in next time. Thank you.